If you want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below.
If you guys don't you love when I come around? What'd he say? Build you up, then I take you down. You still over here slapping me. Thought I'd get you. Oh yeah. I'm gonna still hit you. Exactly, cause you doing the most, baby. Why would I get off alive? I said to get off of it and get me off of it, and you.
All right, now some people are probably wondering, Seiji, why did you put that clip in there? What does it have to do with anything, right? The reason why I put that clip in there was to show what it is that a lot of men have to go through in relationships in silence, right? The main people that we always heard that only go through this solely, right, out of the whole planet is women, right? They highlight it, they talk about it, they have meetings, they have support groups, they have support pretty much from the whole world when it deals with this thing, right? You hear an outcrying of support and everything like that, which is beautiful, which is great, right? But the thing that women don't talk about is the things that they commit to and the actions that they do in a relationship. And you will never hear a lot of these women that always want to advocate for other women. They will never tell you specifically what it is that they do to a man in a relationship and how negative it is and how harmful it is for them to do the same things that they talk about men doing to women consistently on an everyday basis, right? And men don't have a support group, they don't have a help group, they don't got a system, they don't have an outcry or real support, they don't have conferences or marches or anything like this. Men have to literally suffer in silence because at one point it's an L on both sides, right? As I've commonly told people, if men see a man, you know, going through this in public, they're not going to stop that woman. They're not going to intervene. They're going to sit there and laugh. They're going to pull out their phones. And then they're going to clown the dude after the fact and make jokes, right? If women basically see this happening in public, oh, he must have did something to deserve it. What did he? It's always that type of thing. It's always like, yo, he's at fault for what's taking place. You're not going to see women stepping in and be like, yo, hold on, sis. Yo, you got to stop this. You can't be doing this. Like, yo, they're not going to do that. They're going to directly be on her side, and they're going to make sure that if he even tries to like restrain her, that's when they're going to step in. That's when they're going to be voicious. That's when they're going to say something. And then those same women are also going to clown that dude too. So at the end of the day, men don't really have support for this, and that's the main thing that I don't think a lot of people actually understand. You are literally by yourself when it deals with this. You have to literally suffer in silence. And you'll have some women out there be like, well, what about what other women have to go through every single day, suffering in silence and having to go through with their accusers and all this other. Just because those women are going through that doesn't mean that that justifies other men who are innocent deserve to go through that. That literally makes zero type of sense. That makes no like the logic in a that comes from a lot of women is ridiculous. This is why a lot of y'all don't need to be working in law. Y'all don't need to work in law enforcement. Y'all don't even need to have a seat in a jury or in Congress because you can't even, separate logic from emotions. And I've heard a whole bunch of women try to justify because other women face things that other men, regardless of whoever they are in their circumstances, they deserve this to happen because other women have had to go through it. It's ridiculous. 100% ridiculous, right? And my next piece of evidence is this.
It wasn't intentional. You should see my house. It's crazy. Yeah, I be up because he be getting me up. He be trying to kick me out, and I be like, busted. That's the only thing y'all kick me out, Daddy. So what y'all doing? So y'all going? Are y'all going to club or something or no? What we doing? You gotta show
So this is a couple that I've covered here before. This is a part of the younger generation. If you don't know who Christina Rock and Blueface are, then I mean, either you're older, you're up there, or you just don't happen to care about a lot of the younger generation coming up, or whatever, right? But anyways, Blueface is a rapper, and Blueface baby, yeah, yeah, I, and he's in a relationship with Christina Rock. If you look at previous, pictures of her, great physical specimen, in shape, very athletic. Um, like you can look at not the conditioning, but you can look at her playing a little bit of I think was it like touch football or something. Like the girl is athletic, very athletic. Before this ever all of this took place, she looked great, 1,000% great. Um, but then she performed a Harley Quinn maneuver, and she is the Christina Rock that you clearly see at this moment in time. Now, a lot of people have talked about the relationship between Blueface and Christina, and the fact of how volatile it is, and how a variety of things basically, take place. And the main thing that I've tried to point out to people is the fact that she seems to be highly aggressive. Not saying that they both don't contribute to the whole thing in general, but from a lot of the things that I've seen a lot more aggression from her, especially in public. Like when there are cameras out, when there are people around, oh, she is on it. It takes place. It happens. Like I said, I showcased a video of her literally doing this, and people were just sitting up there watching. People were watching her tug on his shirt, tear his shirt, pull him around, drag him around, break his chain, all like doing all of this stuff. But let this have been the whole reverse. Him walking up and down the street, following her, all on her, hollering, screaming, pulling. People, you would have had every man out there would have became the world's finest. They would have just became the X-Men, the Avengers. They would have full-fledged been teenagers of Angel Grove with attitude. It's morphin' time. That's what would have happened. And then every guy would have just wanted a piece just because they felt that they had the right to do it because quote unquote they're defending that woman. But where are all of these knights in shining armor, or these ladies, right, in shining armor, when it is that these events are taking place with a man? That's right, nowhere to be heard from. They don't exist. There's rarely a time that I can count within the amount of time that I've been alive that I've literally seen women intervene and risk their health and safety so that another woman can be stopped from deciding to go after a man. But I can count on multitude of times and stories where men have tried to be the good guys, the good Samaritans, and they've ended up in a hospital, in a coma, erased, or whatever else. And then that woman that they risked life and limb for, she just goes right back to the guy, or she dates other guys that are just like him. And on top of that, she doesn't do anything to remember what it is that those guys did. They're just forgotten. And then they just go right back to commit to the exact same circle, making sure that another good guy gets erased directly off of the field. And like I said before, you're not gonna have a lot of you got a few women out here that literally have social media platforms that will advocate for men and for the safety of men so that things like this don't happen. And this is the main thing I want y'all to understand. For a lot of the women that I might happen to get some flack for talking about this or whatnot, hopefully y'all don't have sons, because I promise you, your sons are going to end up having to go through this. I promise you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. The moment in time that you as a woman decide that you want to wish this on any man, is going to happen to a man that is close to you. The same way that y'all sit up there and say, like, oh, however it is that you used to sit up there and treat girls when you're younger, that's the same way that a guy is going to sit up there and treat your daughter. So the exact same way that you're talking and moving your mouth right now is the exact same way that a woman is going to be talking and moving her mouth and her hands towards your son. It ain't going to be nothing that you're going to be able to do about it. Ain't going to be nothing that you're going to be able to do about it. So, like I said before, this is why I tell people you better watch the stuff that you say. Watch the stuff that you say. because karma is something. She does exist. Karma does exist and she listens and she pays attention. She is there. She is the top A student. She is an S plus student. She is in that class every single day. Never had days off, no vacation, 365 days of the year. She hears you and she's watching every single action you both say and do. So like I said, for a lot of y'all women out there that are quote unquote advocates to support women, and you're also advocates to have these things to happen to men, y'all better, I'm telling you, you better be mindful of every single thing that you just so happen to say, because I've seen a lot of y'all, even in my comment section, roll up and y'all be wishing and hoping that these same things just happen to random dudes directly out here. Like I said, y'all never wish this on the dudes who actually do this to you or to other women. The ones that actually deserve it. Y'all just want to generalize it and put it on all because you feel that once all men actually understand what it is that you go through, then everything will stop. Nah, that's not how it works. Why would you want the good guys to sit up there and have to face a lot of negative things? Because you know what that's going to do? That's going to desensitize the good guy. And then the good guy is going to look at the world while the world is laughing, and he's going to become the exact same guys that you want the good guys to defend you from. So this is why I keep telling a lot of women, y'all make a lot of the monsters that y'all complain about by the actions that y'all sit up there and commit to, and especially the actions that you don't want to call out that other women are committing to as well. Like I said before, this is not a video trying to condone anything that they're doing in their relationship, since it's mutual. I'm just using this as an example to basically point out the fact that these things do exist and it do happen to men. It's just the fact that a lot of men aren't going to talk about it because it's an L on both sides, and all the world is going to do is just laugh.